Hello, everyone. It's time for another Facebook Live, and the topic today is a really difficult one to grapple with, really. It's that question, did my narcissistic parent love me? Because, many clients say to me, but the thing is, I can remember times when I did feel that they cared for me and that they did sort of love me. I can remember moments like that. And sometimes even say, but I can remember times when I really looked up to my dad and I really admired him and wanted to be like him. So how can I make sense of that when I'm aware of all these other conflicting messages? And that is, unfortunately, that is the one of the key symptoms of being in relationship with a narcissist. It's utter confusion. Now, when we grow up with a narcissistic parent, one thing we need to keep in mind always is that the parent doesn't actually see you for who you are. They see an extension of themselves. So anything that they're doing to you or for you is for them, they're doing it to themselves. Um, so even when you recall moments of, I don't know, mum coming in and comforting you when you were upset, that can feel like the real thing, like you're really being comforted. And in a normal situation, that is the case. However, what we need to do is we need to sort of step out of that and see it in the broader context of this relationship. Now, one thing we do know is that narcissists feed on emotions. So when somebody else is expressing sorrow or sadness or anything like that, uh, that is a form of supply for a narcissist. To see somebody else in a bit of distress can give them a bit of an ego boost, a bit of a self-esteem boost. Um, so even when it's the parent's own child, it can be a moment for the parent to sort of feel like, oh, the good mother image that they've been trying to portray. So it can be feeding into that. Um, did my narcissistic parent ever really love me? And that is the question we need to ask. When you reflect back on your family um, life, ask yourself that question. Did my narcissistic parent ever really love me for who I am? Did they ever nurture me to become me more and more? Or did they nurture the idealized image of me, the way that they saw me through the glasses they put on for me, the image they created of me, to be that extension of them that would support their own idealized version of themselves. So whether you were the golden child or the scapegoat, it doesn't matter so much. I mean, the golden child is the one who has to kind of be the grandiose image of the narcissist, and the scapegoat has to wear the shame of the narcissist. But in both of these cases, the child itself has never really seen nor known, and there is no desire of the parent to really know the child, to be inquisitive about who this child is. And really, at the end of the day, that's what love is. Love is being more and more curious to get to know this other individual, this other person, with all their, you know, qualities, good and bad, um, and to know them, to know the other. But with narcissism, there is no other. It's all about the self. It's about loving the self in the other. Um, so it's a very difficult realization to come to. And I'm not saying that narcissists don't feel any emotion because they do. Um, I'm just, I think it's uncertain as to uh, how much emotion they feel, and where it is coming from. Um, so when you think of your narcissistic parent now, um, you may sort of realize that the times that you looked up and admired them, were those the times when they were full of supply? Was that the time when they were quite bolstered up in their esteem? So what you're actually admiring there is not your father, but the false self of your father. Um, so that too can play into the confusion that is so prevalent, um, particularly when we come out of these relationships, and we begin to reflect back. Um, and the work of healing then is to begin to shed a light on the truth, um, and to no longer doubt yourself, um, but to begin to affirm yourself in your own experience. Um, have a lovely evening, everyone, and I shall see you tomorrow. And if you'd like to work with me, I'll put my Calendly link below the video here. Take care, everyone. See you then.